Welcome everybody to another episode of Table Breakers. We do have with us tonight Bear, the Gen X GM, and GM Cody as special guests here. We are going to be doing character generation for Heroic. And then if we can get through that, we can get maybe a little bit of play in, and then next week we will definitely be playing.
You're ambitious, aren't you, young man?
Yes, I
try.
am.
Yeah. We'll be lucky if we get all 4 characters made, and then be able to play next time. There's no way, unless you guys just half-ass it and don't put any effort into it, that you're going to be able to make all the characters in one night. Just saying.
We might need it right, but we'll try.
Yeah, and then there's that problem where the guy who's running the game didn't prepare any combat stuff for you tonight. So that might be a stumbling block you'd want to consider there, ambitious boys.
Filler issue.
All right, cool. Cool, your character has diabetes and they're getting their leg amputated. The trauma.
Come on.
It's like my life.
Pages of navel gazing.
Brimleys. That's who you are. You're the fantastic Brimleys.
28 pages of navel gazing. Sometimes a full page color with one word on it.
No. Keith Giffen 9-panel style, like an ambush log.
Okay.
So you're getting was it 9 per page? How many pages did you say?
28 pages.
28 pages. So 28. You need to pick a weird number. So let's pick 28 by 9 because my math sucks. So that is 252 panels of the exact same thing. Some guy's belly button.
You know, I can believe that. I'm sorry, I missed Antarctic Press, which is 28 pages issues. So
yes. Well, that's it. All comics have fixed numbered pages because they have to for the way the paper folds at the printer. So it's like you can't go like, I'm going to have a 35-page comic. They're like, go fuck yourself, add 4 more pages or whatever it is they need to make that fit their folding system. The way it goes.
All right. So we are going to be starting with character generation. So how do we start with character generation, Bear?
Oh, shall I begin? Very well.
Oh, please.
All right. So I've sent you guys all copies of the rules, and I've sent you guys all the character sheets. You need to open that shit up and have it ready. And we are going to be, if you go to the bookmarks in your PDF reader, using the character creation the heroic way. Now, this is a 12-step program, and at the end, you will find your divinity. Step 1 is I, as the narrator, have to determine what the campaign rank is going to be. What type of campaign am I going to be running for you guys? And when we look at campaign rank, we have stuff like street or low-level heroes, and they only have a maximum of a remarkable. Or we have to look at mid-level, which is up to amazing, world-class, which goes all the way up to uncanny 100, and godlike, which goes up to wondrous 1000. Now, I've met a few of you, and I would never, in the name of all that is holy, run those top 2 tiers with you guys, because that would just be insanity. But mid-level sounds nice. So we're going to have a mid-level campaign. So your top rank is amazing. Now what that means is if we go to table 2.1, you're going to see a thing that says pool of ranks. And when we look at mid-level, we see that you get 6 typicals, 5 goods, 4 excellents, 3 remarkables, 2 incredibles, and 1 amazing. And you're going to use these ranks to buy your powers, your abilities, your talents, your contacts, your quirks. Everything has a cost. There is a couple of caveats we're going to take. 1, you can combine 2 ranks of equal value, let's say 2 typicals, into 1 of the next higher value, which in that case would be good. You can also do the inverse. You can split 1 into 2 of lower. So that 1 amazing you have, you could split it into 2 incredibles and then have 4 incredibles to play around with your stuff if you wanted to. So that's something to keep in mind as you're looking at what you're going to do. So now that we've decided the campaign rank, and we've informed you of what you're going to get for your ranks, the next thing you all have to do is choose an origin. Now, the origin is the source of your heroic nature. It is the source of your powers. Superman is an alien. Spider-Man was a transformed person bitten by a radioactive spider. The X-Men are mutants. They're born with it, right? So that's the first thing we need to do. But before we can do that, you have to have an idea for a character. That's the key. If you don't have an idea, this is a wasted effort. So we're going to start with Baron G. And what's your idea for your character?
Flame manipulation.
That's a power set, not a character.
Okay.
See flame manipulation. Okay, so like Human Torch, Nova the Herald of Galactus, Firelord, trying to think of any others I can think of off the top of my head, et cetera, et cetera. The point is Pyro from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Like, what is he? Who is he? Don't just think powers. Think about a character. Think about who he is. How did he get his powers? Why does he be a hero? Because all of these questions have to be answered during character creation. So while you're thinking, I know Kai already has an idea since I saw that screenshot. So Kai,
I had a screenshot. Who said?
I got a screenshot of the character idea you had. So why don't you lay it on us all?
Okay, so I had this idea of being a doctor who really ultimately is there to make sure people reach their actual biological natural end and hates the idea that anyone's life gets cut short by violence or intentional neglect accidents. So therefore he really just wants to he's in essence an agent of, I don't want to say death and fate, but in essence one of those people who goes, no, you're not supposed to die here, but no, you've got an appointment with death, I'm going to make sure you get to it.
Okay, and what kind of powers does he have?
Pretty much luck to make sure that you get on the right timeline. That's what it mostly comes down to.
So in a game mechanic sense, it's a very good high concept. In a game mechanic sense, how does that work? I
would like it to be like one of those no, that wasn't supposed to succeed here. So it would be like if it was Meiji Ascension, I'd just say entropy. But
so you want entropy powers that have a certain level of cosmic undo.
Yes.
That's hugely powerful, buddy. To be able to back up time? How far back can you back it up?
Not long. Give
me a time. Give me a specific amount of time. Not long. Give me specific.
I'm shooting for about 5 minutes tops.
5 minutes to move time back 5 minutes?
Yes.
That's a
most of the time, most people don't need more than that to either get on the right timeline, but just
No, but you got to think about it from a game mechanic point of view, right?
Right.
TCD, can you? Sorry, man, it's just you're making weird noise in the microphone, buddy. If you're moving time, that's okay. It's just it was distracting. If you're moving time back 5 minutes, we're talking like.
So what would be
spectacular? 150? Like that's pretty up there. Now, if you said I can move it back 5 rounds, then we've got something.
I wasn't sure how long a round was or how long a scene's supposed to last.
A round is basically the amount of time that happens on an average comic book page. That's the best way to describe it, right? Because if you start getting into specifics of time, then you start getting to the argument of, well, there's no way that Silver Surfer could say all of that while doing the fuck off. Man.
I understand,
right? So we just say it takes about whatever takes place on a page, right? On an average 6-panel page, that's about a round. Everybody gets to go once in a round, so therefore they get their round.
I guess I'm used to some comic artists having full 2-page long spreads where they have long ass freaking rants.
Sure, but that's talking. That's not fighting. So we have to think about it from a game mechanic sense, right? So if you said you could do it 1 round, that would be good. 2 rounds would be excellent. 3 rounds would be remarkable. 4 rounds, da-da. So at the top you can go to is amazing. You can back up 5 rounds, but that would be your peak power, which is literally it's not probability manipulation. It's time control.
See, I was not really wanting time control. I was just wanting that, to change luck. That's it.
I don't want to have time control, but I want to be able to send people backwards in time so they can redo things. That's time control.
I was having trouble figuring out what powers did what, so that's why I was.
Here's my spitball. Powers yourself. So you make the powers. So the way we're doing it is we're not giving you so this is a huge learning curve for a lot of people.
Right.
Yes, we put an appendix in the back with a lot of pre-made powers for you. They're boring, they're staid, they're very pedestrian. They're not meant to be wow. They're meant to be just there. Why? Because you should be able to create your own power. You should be able to design your own power using the heroic method of just going, okay, what does your power do? I can do this, 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 and this. Okay, what rank is it at? Okay, these things have effects. Therefore, we got to look at that. So describe exactly how your character's power works in your mind, Kai.
Okay, how I was more picturing it is not really. It was one of those things where I kind of was picturing the scale, like not how far back, but the scale of reality manipulation. One of those moments where it's like, it could be as small as, one flick of the wrist while doing surgery, up to redirecting traffic in a city to allow for something, for something good to happen somewhere else.
Again, I'm not understanding how this works in a game mechanic sense, though, is the problem. You're giving me Vertigo, and I'm asking for, basic Marvel at this point in time. Like, this is, you're very Neil Gaiman, Grant Morrison in concept, which is fantastic, but I want to know how it works in a game sense.
Sorry, those are the authors I read in comic
I know.
books, so.
We had that wonderful conversation where we figured out a whole character for you.
Yes, and that was kind of along these lines too, but that was different.
But it seems like we had a better handle on it back then, because now it's gotten really high concept, which is fine. I just want to figure out how it works so we can actually make the character.
Honestly,
okay, we're going to think about that. We're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, how did he get his powers again?
Literally just made deals with fate and life, to make sure people get to death at the right time. That's what I wanted.
So it's mystical.
Yes.
So now we know your origin is a mystical origin.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to look up on page 11 of the PDF. You're going to see the mystical origin that's going to tell you the stuff you're going to have to deal with for your character. And we're going to come back to figuring out how that whole entropy, time travel, not time travel, luck ability thing works, because that's complex. Cody, what kind of idea do you have?
So the idea I have is kind of a play on Dead Man. So his name is Eddie Broddick, and he was a stuntman, and he always I haven't decided on this. So anyways, he died in a tragic stunt accident, but he didn't actually die. He came back to life, and what brought him back to life was this amulet he had. Now, I haven't decided either that maybe he was given the amulet and give him like a second chance on life by someone, like, haha, we can make a deal and you can have this amulet, or if it's like an heirloom or something, we can decide that. But anyways, he's effectively dead unless he wears the amulet. So if he takes it off, he'll actually like phase out and become like an actual ghost. But when he wears the amulet, he's mortal. But he can do a lot of things like a ghost. So he can phase in and out of walls. He can fly. And he doesn't really have any like attack powers or anything. He's just a stuntman, so he's good at fighting and stuff like that.
Okay. So he's a revenant, essentially, with a magic talisman making him alive. But if he loses the talisman, the powers go, and he just becomes a ghost and fades off into the ether. Okay,
exactly.
Mystical origin. All right. TCG, what do you got?
You muted.
It would have sounded so epic if I had said it when I was supposed to. I'd have said Darkwing Duck. My character was born a duck, but for some reason he has gained human-level intelligence with a full bipedal and hands. He runs around with a gas/grappling gun, and he has a cartoon level of endurance. Like, nothing can kill him.
So you just want to make Darkwing Duck.
Except I am being slightly serious. His attitude towards this is, I am ridiculous, I know it, and I'm trying to prove that I can be a serious hero.
Okay. How did he become an evolved crime-fighting duck?
Childhood dream.
How did a duck have a childhood dream?
As he was growing up, he slowly gained intelligence. As he's seen superheroes do things, he slowly started thinking, that's what I want to do.
So how did he... you're missing my initial question. How did he gain sentience? He's a duck. What was the catalyst that caused the sentience to occur in his mind?
Well, we'll just go with the simple route. His egg was covered in mutated goo.
So he's a mutant. Okay. No, that would be transformed, but he's not. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck.
You fell into the basket of broken eggs. That's what this group is. We're the collection of broken eggs.
Yeah, no, I got that. It's when I agreed to do this last time, there were 2 or 3 other people that were making serious non-weirdo characters, and now we're here and everybody's doing weirdo. So it's just like, okay, let's all do weirdo, but now I got to get my brain around weirdo. Holy mother of God, what is an origin for that? That's not technically a mutant because you're a complete other species.
Well, technically, I would have been a little more serious until you said I could make Darkwing Duck one night. I asked you, could I make Darkwing Duck in your game? You said yes.
I didn't mean you as something to play. I thought you meant as could the game handle making Darkwing Duck, which I said yes, of course it can. Weird. Okay. Fuck. I don't even know what to call that. I'm gonna say mutant because that's what the only thing that makes sense. So yeah, we'll go with mutant. Because that's the closest thing to that thing you just described. But yeah, we'll go with mutant. Okay. Back to you, Baron G. Got a more solid idea now? I swear to God, if you say he's a charcoal briquette that became sentient because a god touched him and turned him into a living ember, I will fucking hang up I'll just turn off the camera and go home.
He was former military assigned to a research facility where they were developing a new type of napalm. And it got out, and he wound up getting some of it on him and allowed him to not only create fire, but also to manipulate existing fire around him.
Well, that's pretty straightforward.
To the point of he can also do minor constructs.
Yeah, that's
simple
a power
constructs.
So yeah, that's we get into the powers. We can talk about that. Okay, so you can go ahead and take the transformed origin because that fits perfectly with the transformed origin. That again, it's all on page 11.
I did simple, and I pretty much came up with this by the time Kai got through 1/3 of his explanation.
I was totally prepared for. Well, you see, my mother was a match, and my father was a jar of lighter fuel fluid, and my sister was a Barbie doll that caught on fire as a result of their union. Like it's just like I was ready for anything at that point. That was a tour of the bazaar. Okay, so now that you guys know what your origin is, the next step is you have to purchase your abilities. This is your fighting, your agility, your strength, your endurance, your reason, your intuition, your psyche, and your dynamic. And if you jump into a little bit further into the section, starting on page 14 of the PDF, you're going to see the benchmarks for your abilities. So, for example, Kai and Cody are not superhuman characters. They are given power by their medallion or by their deal they made with entropy and fate and what have you. So they are limited to human maximums. They cannot go above human maximums because they don't have any superpowers. They are empowered. You two, on the other hand, are superpowered, so you can go above human maximums. Don't spend all your ranks here, because then you'll have nothing left for contacts, talents, powers, and stuff like that. So in this case, I would say go through and figure out what you want. So, for example, the first one always up is fighting. Now, Cody, we'll use you as an example. You said your guy was a pretty decent fighter for being a stunt guy. So we would probably call that just good, some formal training. But later you could take talents that would increase his abilities, right? And that's what you want to look at it doing that way. So that would be the way I would say to look at it. My chair just died. Hang on. Yeah, I'm actually gonna deliver the book. I'm just gonna take all the Kickstarter money and buy the greatest chair ever, and then just sit here and laugh like a god as I become omnipotous because of the comfort of the chair.
It vibrates. It does everything. It'll even have a little dispenser to kick out the cat food for the cats.
No, God, no, they're on their own.
Well,
okay. So let's do one of you just to prove it. G-Rock,
Yes.
you guy was military, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's some formal training in hand-to-hand combat. So we would say a fighting of good is acceptable, or do you think it should be higher?
Yeah, I think good would work.
Okay.
To be honest.
Then we come, so you have good 10, so you got to spend one of your goods on that. Then we get to your agility, and we have from feeble all the way to uncanny. If he is military, he should be good because he has some training in dexterity and or accuracy. But you decide if you want him to be more accurate or less accurate, because not everybody's the same. I'm just saying. Some training would be the level of military training. You're not, intensely trained like an Olympiad or anything, but you are trained.
Yeah, I would say that would also wind up being a good.
Okay. Now we get to strength, and nothing in your character's superpower description made me think he would have superhuman strength. So we would want to look at either having him in the good or excellent range. Good being you can lift up to 400 pounds. Excellent, you can lift up to 800 pounds, which is the human limit. So which way do you want to go there?
Actually, I was looking at the third level.
The third level, typical? Lift up to 200 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
A dad bod superhero. Got it. Again, endurance.
I mean,
I'm just fucking with you. Relax.
Not all military people are.
No, but superheroes all look like they have a permanent gym membership and a lipo contract. You know what I'm saying? They're superheroes. Okay, endurance. Now, here's where you can go above the human potential if you want, because you are superhuman, obviously. The human maximum is remarkable 30, which is someone who works out 2 hours every day. Incredible 40 is enhanced, and amazing 50 is enhanced and trained proficiency. Like you're not only really, really good at it, you train at it all the time as well. I
would say 20.
Excellent 20. Regular exercise. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. All right. Now we're going to go to your mental stuff. Reason. Can he operate modern technology, repair and install modern technology, modify existing modern technology, or understand advanced technology? Understand non-term technology. Now, understand advanced technology means like you can work on the Hadron Collider. Advanced technology. Like it's not everyday technology. It's like I'm working on stuff that's, next level. You want to be that smart?
I would actually say good 10.
Good 10, repair and install modern technology? Okay.
Yeah.
Intuition. Now, is he just normal? Just notices things at a normal level? Has a mother's intuition? He's got that gut instinct that handles him well. He's got a fine eye for detail. He notices things. He's a trained observer. He's taught to look for things, walk into a room and observe everything in it and try and piece together what the issues are, etc. What level of paying attention and reaction do you see him having?
I would say with his military training plus where he was stationed, it would not be out of the realm of possibility for the remarkable 30.
All right, let's go ahead and give him the remarkable 30. But remember, you've got to keep track of all your ranks here.
Yep.
Psyche, we're talking about your mental willpower, your essential force of spirit. Normal human willpower is typical 6. Anything above that, you need to have a reason, really, because, most people are normal. They're just normal.
Yeah. I'll roll with typical 6.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then last is dynamic, which is your charisma or your presence. How much of a charismatic or present person is he?
I would say once again, good 10.
So it's friendly enough, somewhat present, doesn't stand out in a crowd, but doesn't blend into the wall either. Okay, fair enough. See, now that's it. You've done that. Now, if we go back to your origin of transformed, you get to add one column shift, one rank shift to any one of your phase ripped stats. So you pick one of them and you can add it, you can push it up to the next level for free.
Okay.
Now, let me explain something to you. You're describing playing a character that is a fire controller. Does he also generate his own flames?
He can generate and control.
Okay.
existing.
That is a character that falls into two categories: blaster, always shooting fireballs at people, which is insane that you can basically be causing burn victims all over the city, and a power stunt character. I want to make constructs. I want to make a fire cage around them. I want to do this. I want to suck all the oxygen out of the room and make them all black out as I superheat the air and stuff like that. That's a power stunt character. So that means they have to be smart. That's on the reason, right? So agility and reason would be two to consider. But if you have a different idea, because, go with what you think. But I would say I would recommend one of those two be the one you bump up. But it's up to you. What's your agility currently?
Agility is 10.
Good. Okay. So you're going to put up your reason to excellent?
20. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Now that you've done all of that, you have to move on. And we will move on in a moment, but we've got to basically continue with everybody else. So has everybody else managed to figure out what their phase rip stats are based on using the benchmarks?
Good.
All right, Cody, what do you got? What's your fighting?
Everything is good except for reason. Reason is typical because he's not, that witty or smart. And his determination is excellent. Dynamic, is excellent because he's very charismatic and good looking.
What's his psyche?
So his psyche was typical, but it got bumped up to good because of mystical.
Being here because of your mystical origin. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Kai, have you got yours worked out?
Yes, I do.
What do you got? What's your fighting?
Typical 06.
Okay. Agility?
Working all the way up to RM30 because he's supposed to be a doctor, so good hand manipulation. That's what I hope for.
Whoa, yeah, but remarkable 30 agility is a trained athlete Olympian, isn't it?
But it's also, I was looking at more of the idea of being very, very precise in movement, for being able to,
that's intuition, brother. That's intuition. Agility is literally hand-eye coordination, flippy, bounce. It's a superhero game.
Let me backtrack then numbering.
No, that's fine. It's just I don't want you to put stuff where you don't need it, right? So Remarkable is an Olympic athlete. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I was looking. I'm used to other games where Dex did everything. So
yeah, no. One of the things we set out to do with this game is not make dexterity the god stat.
Okay, so that takes that down.
And also don't forget you got talents coming up, so you could take things like surgery as a talent, which gives you a bonus when you're doing stuff like that. So you could be skilled to offset not needing a really high rank. It's how Hawkeye can be in a fight with Thor.
Right. I'm sorry for misreading things.
No. There's no apology needed at all, sir. Dr. Retcon, the Olympic athlete. Oh, fuck.
What was that?
One of the people in chat said, Dr. Retcon, the Olympic athlete.
Hey, why the heck not? Most of them have to be in shape and good looking anyway.
He was an Olympic athlete who one day lost a race with time and was forced to move forward forever as a man who can only race with time. This Friday's on NBC.
That wouldn't be too far from most typical superhero backstories, origins anyway.
I'll fight you on that one, but that's okay.
I'm a quadruple gold medal athlete who also works on watches and drives a car.
So you're talking about 1930s characters who are like everything in a bag of chips. Yeah, like the Shadow or the fucking Dr. What's his name? Jesus Christ. Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze.
Doc Savage.
Right. Sorry, those are the people who I was thinking of when I was working on these characters on this. So
that's fine. No, he lost the race with time, Eric. That's why he can't outrun time. He lost the race with time.
That's right.
He tripped on a hurdle.
Sure, that was it.
So anyway, yeah, just a little bit of reworking of things down to...
Okay, well, you do that, and I'll come back to you, because you got to sort of balance everything out, and I'll come back to you after we hear what TCG's got. All right, TCG, what do you got? What's your fighting?
Typical 6.
I thought he was Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck throws a punch like a Nancy. He has to use his.
God. Are you going to Mar Hawkman this? Like you're Mar Hawkman about Darkwing Duck? You're going to be pulling up your Darkwing Duck lore I know nothing about. Okay.
To a degree, I grew up with Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck can't throw a punch to save his own life. but he can outthink anybody.
What's your agility?
The same, because he's a duck. I don't expect with waddled feet he could run very fast.
What's your strength?
10,
Endurance?
30. I mean, he's
Oh,
a
right.
cartoon. He can take a punch and keep going.
I can't wait to see where you're putting your amazing. What's your reason?
30 as well.
Understand advanced technology. Okay. Intuition?
That's 30, and I think that's all the 30s I was allowed. Or was I
Okay.
allowed?
And your psyche?
That one was going to be the next one down to 20.
Okay, excellent. And your dynamic?
I'm thinking 4 because he's a duck.
So a wilting flower, a pushover, dull.
Yeah, he's a duck. People don't find him all that exciting. Plus, in the show, Darkwing Duck was not very likable. He was actually an ass.
Okay. Can't wait to see what you're going to do with those big numbers. All right, Kai, have you resolved your... Oh, did you apply the stuff for your origin?
Yes.
For TCG?
Yes.
For not Darkwing Duck. For
All right.
Gray Wing Gander, or whatever you're going to call them. Did you apply the stuff for your origin TCG?
I was listening, but I need a little more direction than just listening.
If you go back to page 11,
11.
we gave you the origin of mutant because it was the closest thing to this concept. Therefore, you get -1 column shift to renown due to suspicions of normal humans. You gain a talent for free, and you get the perk unusual appearance as you do stand out in a crowd. So you don't have any modifiers to your ranks for your abilities because there's none applied there. So that's good news. Nothing you have to worry about. Okay. Kai, did you rework everything?
Yes, it did. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I love this. I love this comment, by the way.
what? Oh,
Big Duck energy. Nice.
God damn. Okay.
Nice.
So anyway, still typical fight. Doesn't know how to do much more than nothing much.
Mhm.
Agility just down to EX20. Still good.
Excellent. Yeah.
Strength typical. He's not a strong guy.
Okay.
Endurance is just X20. Able to stay on his feet for hours doing more important work. Reason I put at RM30.
Okay.
Intuition, intelligence, and the IN40.
So intuition is 40. Okay.
Has to know how to use those expensive MRI machines and other weird ass high tech medical equipment stuff.
That's reason, not intuition. Intuition is how well you think, how much you notice stuff, how well you are paying attention to the world around you.
Sorry, reason was 30.
Yeah.
Intuition was 40.
Yeah.
Not super. Can't sense the end of reality, but still good. Psyche was bought at 40, but bumps to 50.
Yeah, that's fine.
Question.
Indomitable willpower. And what's your dynamic?
Third, EN20.
EX20.
Yeah, EX20.
So excellent. Okay. Someone had a question?
Yeah. I thought we were only doing mid-level. And
Yeah.
mid on your scale is 30. So I thought that was the
no. Street level is 30. Mid level is amazing 50.
Oh, well, in that case,
So with all due respect, my friend, you got to look at the book. That's why I gave you the PDF so you can look stuff up. It gives you the list. If you go to page, hang on.
Page 10?
Page 10, you're going to see pool of ranks, mid-level, 6 typicals, 5 goods, 4 excellence, 3 remarkables, 2 incredibles, and 1 amazing.
Downside to that is I would have needed 3 months with this book.
Well, conveniently, I'm here to answer questions and point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So would you like to relook at your stats with those numbers now and see what you want to do? We can give you time.
Yeah,
It's
as
okay.
soon as I find the list.
No stress.
Basics.
You can't give all 5 goods for 1 amazing. 2 goods become 2 excellents. 2 excellents become 1 remarkable, and you're done. It's like I wrote rules. You know, why have them?
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Apparently, nerds into Darkwing Duck in a big way because she's talking shit about Howard.
Howard. Oh, for a second, I thought it's like Howard. I don't remember Howard. Oh, that Howard. Okay.
Howard P. Duck.
And then, of course, Dale.
Yeah.
Dale being Dale.
Yep. Yeah, I think we've got the name for your guy is Dr.
Yeah, I know,
Retcon,
Dr.
because
Retcon.
that has been in the Dane chat so much.
You know, I had originally I had gone with the horrible pun name of Paradox, but Paradox.
Paradox isn't a pun name. It's just a noun.
No, I just like technically he's a doctor who works with paradoxes. That's what I was originally heading for with the name and the concept. The idea of no, this is how it's supposed to work, changing reality and having reality go. That's not right. You know, a paradox.
Yeah, when we originally discussed this, we talked about you having limited probability manipulation, allowing you to choose not have to pick a tens die and just roll 2 dice and pick the higher every time, except every now and then it would reverse on you, and sometimes it would go back on your teammates. Now you're talking about changing other people's fate, and you've gone into a whole other place, my boy. So you don't get to give that. I already talked about this speech to me.
I've had weeks to think about this and try to figure out how to fluffy way that how the luck actually functions. In essence, the mechanics are the same that we had discussed all those weeks
ago.
No,
they're not. You're changing people's fate. That's not the same.
Isn't that what luck is?
No, luck is avoiding something at the time or benefiting from something at the time. You're talking about going back in time and changing events in their past to give them better future outcomes.
Isn't that what changing luck does? Like bad, on a bad line. Therefore, the luck roll falls the way it was supposed to.
Is there a word that comes before the word line that would explain these lines? Oh, yeah, time, as in timelines.
Yeah.
So again,
sorry, I was
we
thinking
just got to figure out how the character works.
I'm thinking thematic, and that's all I'm saying. Thinking on the thematic lines of, well, how does luck work? I'm used to entropy when I'm playing Mage the Ascension, where entropy changes luck.
And there's your first mistake. You play Mage the Ascension.
What was that?
So there's your first mistake. You play Mage the Ascension.
I do play
the paradox will get you. All right. We're going to keep this. It's, by the way, see what I'm saying, G-Rock? Oh, we're going to get the characters to then play. You're full of hope, my boy.
Hey, it was a hope and a dream.
Not my first rodeo. Let me just put it that way. Okay. All right, so where were we? TCG was reworking his attributes. Did you get them reworked, or are you still sort of frozen with indecision?
I'm very slow speller, so I'm not indecision. I am still just working.
Okay, we'll come back to you then. All right, so for everybody else who's got their stats done, their abilities done, we're going to move on to your powers. That's now where we go to step 5, which is purchase powers and gear. So, a couple of things we're going to keep in mind. One, when you create your primary power, you will get 1 free power stunt with it, which means you get a trick you can do with the power at 1 rank lower than the power itself. That's the first thing to remember. 2, you have to be able to clearly define what the power does. You can't just use ephemerals, because ephemerals don't affect game. It's nice to have high-minded ideas, but we also got to get low-minded to make sure it works for a game, because it is still a game at the end of the day and not a comic book creation simulator. So we got to keep that in mind. So, G-Rock, you want to be able to generate fire as well as control fire.
Correct.
So there's one of two ways that can go. They're either two separate powers, or you have one power with a power stunt built into it. So, for example, you could have elemental control fire. I am able to control fire and do power stunts off of it. Okay. One of the power stunts I can do is that I can superheat the air around me to generate fire and then shoot that flame out from me. Okay, that's a power stunt. From there, anything else you want to do with that ability before you start play, like you say, well, I want to be able to fly. That's a power stunt. I want to be able to make fire constructs. That's a power stunt. So you'll have to purchase them. When you purchase them, you use the ranks that are available. You can never purchase a power stunt higher than one rank lower than the primary power it's based on. So if the power is amazing, you can't buy any power stunts at amazing. But if you don't have enough rank to buy them at incredible, which is one lower than the power itself, that lower power, let's say you only had a remarkable left, when it comes time to do advancements in play, to bring powers up and to spend advancements, you get half cost on any power stunt that's not one rank lower than the power it's based off of. To show that you can advance those faster because they're within your wheelhouse. Okay? So, with that said, please tell me what powers you think you should have.
So amazing will be the elemental fire.
So elemental control fire. Okay.
Yes. And then the stunt to go with it would be the fire creation.
So you're taking the free fire generation incredible.
Correct.
Which allows you to just shoot fire out of your hands or pop fire up in your hand or whatever the case may be. Okay. Anything else you see him having? And that cost you your amazing. Your incredible, the free incredible doesn't cost you anything. That's a part of it. That's a gift. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and I will need to double check to see what I've got left.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I'm not going to Kai yet because that's going to be a wrestling match to figure that one out. I'm going to go to Cody next because I imagine it's going to be more straightforward. What powers are you looking at, Cody?
Flight, phasing, and maybe possession. But I'm thinking
this is
possession.
All based off the medallion?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what rank are you taking the medallion at then? Because this is a power stunt power again. You're now working with a power stunt pool of, I have a medallion that gives me these mystic powers, and then later you can go, I want to teleport because ghosts can teleport, so I'm going to teleport. You know, I want to be able to move things with my mind because poltergeist, right? So that becomes a power stunt device at that point in time.
Okay.
So what rank are you putting it at?
So the medallion, I guess I will put it at.
You got the amazing. I mean, are you planning
I'll
to
just use the amazing.
Else? Okay, it's all right.
I'll use the amazing. Yeah.
Now you get one free power stunt with that.
Okay.
Which one do you want it to be? The free one.
So power stunt would be like the ops.
A thing like you mentioned, possession, flight, phasing. Those would all be power stunts based off of the medallion.
Okay, we'll say phasing.
Okay, so then you have phasing for free at Incredible 40.
Okay.
Any other powers you want to buy off of that, you're going to have to spend ranks on, like I just explained to Baron G-Rock. So
gotcha.
Anything else you want to add in, that you got to spend a rank on it. Okay. Just remember, because if they're not within one rank of the primary power, you can improve them later for cheaper.
Okay. Gotcha.
Beautiful. All right. Kai.
Yep.
I want to hear this. I'm excited now.
All right. So, how do we want to tackle? Okay, how do you want me to tackle this one in terms of? I could go the magic route. You know, dump the amazing 50 into magic, and it's all being done with that. With the idea of luck, you know, screw with somebody's luck. Luck and lifeline with that. Or do you want me to go with, say, I don't know, some kind of mental, some mental weird special attack thing? I don't know, but.
Well, okay, so the way you described it, you keep calling it luck, but you keep describing it as entropy.
Well, yeah, sorry, it's one and the same again. So
okay. You're taking a philosophical stance that is not empirical. For you, luck and entropy are the same thing. For other people, they might mean different things. So you're defining this as these are the same things. You call it luck. So it's either going to be a power of probability manipulation, which allows you to try and change luck of things in the moment.
Right.
Like, hey, that lady's about to step in front of that bus, but you know what? Good luck. Her heel breaks and she falls over to the side on the sidewalk and therefore doesn't get hit by the bus.
That's kind of what I was hoping
yesterday for. She woke up and instead ate an apple and that gave her a stomach ache, so she didn't come to the bus today. Like you see the difference in the magnitude of what we're talking about?
I understand.
Okay.
The thing is that it all comes to the same result.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like talking to a fucking Vertigo fan. It's I get it, but we're not playing Sandman Mystery Theater, right?
But that's what I like. That's my comic books that I read.
Okay, so you've got, I don't know what to call this power, God power, because you can literally be God at this point in time and just change people's entire realities for them.
No, just for small moments. Like I said, I want to have one thing. It's like, I just want to make sure that they arrive at the point where they're supposed to die, not early, not by accident, and not due to somebody else's malevolence. Like, no, this is your date. I'm going to get you there. That's what I want to do.
How is this guy a superhero?
It's a look. Just because I like Hellraiser style characters and Gaiman characters, like this is. Look, I'm making sure you don't die tomorrow. I make sure you're dying in 30 years where you're supposed to be dead.
So what happens when you're in a bank robbery and with the rest of your friends and your guys are fighting a bunch of goons who are tearing up the bank? And what does your character do?
At that point, it's almost the Paul Atreides Golden Road thing of okay, if I change this little thing, aka this round, move this thing over here. This other, aka they make an attack roll, and well, luck manipulation, probability manipulation. The bullet doesn't hit the person it's supposed to hit, and that person gets to live a little bit longer. And that's it's one of those. I hate to put it that almost it's looking into the future almost, and then finding the right timeline and directing people via luck to where they're supposed to be, not where they're going to end up if things happen the way that they would happen.
Hold that thought. Nerds Nerd, we never said the character you proposed is ever a fucking hero. Please. Nothing in the pitch you gave me about that character is a hero. They're unaligned at best and probably wanted by the law repeatedly for murder. But that's beside the point. Okay, back to this. So it's probability manipulation. That I get. That's easy. Scarlet Witch does that. Domino from the movies does that. In the comics, it's slightly different. It's really herself that's the lucky one. I'm just trying to take your high-minded concept and reduce it to a game mechanic to make it easier to run in the game. So the problem is your high-minded concept is
too high-minded. Sorry.
No. It's really good high-minded, and it's an interesting character. I'm watching Doom Patrol right now. This guy would walk into Doom Patrol and make perfect fucking sense. You understand? Like, this character fits on the Doom Patrol show or in the old Grant Morrison comics easily. In a game mechanic sense, I'm trying to figure it out. And what you've got three powers underway here. You've got probability manipulation, reality manipulation, and time manipulation. This guy's doing three different types of manipulation of cosmic and primal forces at this point in time.
Right.
He's
all going forward.
Sorry, what?
All going forward, not back. Forward.
Well, in this case, he's got probability manipulation in the idea of, the person, slips on the banana peel and therefore doesn't step in front of the snowblower. Okay, right. That's cute. Reality manipulation in that, well, no, but what if instead of that park bench being there, the construction guy never built it because he was lazy on his lunch break, so instead there's just a little nub there and the guy's going to trip over it and fall on his face. Ha ha ha. That's reality control. Time control is, I want to have this affect the person 3 days ago and now play out in front of me. So you see what I'm saying? Like
I can dump time. Like I don't want 3 days ago. I just want now going forward. So in essence,
okay. So now we're talking about probability manipulation and reality warping. Okay.
Yeah, like I said,
Here's
call it
my
Brady's Golden
advice.
Road.
Here's my advice. This is a power stunt character, if I ever heard one. This is more of a power stunt character than the other two so far. This is very much a power stunt character because a lot of what you're going to want to do is going to be according to your whim in a moment. In the scene as it's happening, you go, well, I want to be able to do this thing. Power stunt. So I would take a primary power, either probability manipulation or reality warping. In this case, because it's in my universe, it would actually be called quantum control, because everything in the Zenith universe is based around quantum reality. So you would have quantum manipulation, which is a fucking insanely powerful thing because it's an omnipower. You can literally do anything with it.
So write it down as quantum manipulation.
Yeah. And then take the probability manipulation as the power stunt off of it.
So quantum manip, 50.
Yeah.
And
probability manipulation. No, probability manipulation doesn't get a rank, so don't worry about it. It's probability manipulation. It's literally
and that's the talent stunt.
That's a stunt, but it doesn't have a rank because it's just you just give people bad luck, which is they rolled their dice. Nah, too bad. They got to take the low die instead of the high die on that one. They missed. Haha. And you can describe it however you want. Well, actually, because of the golden path of time and thing and that, he misses. But ultimately, as a mechanic, it's just the low die, not the high die. Screw you. You know what I mean? Like it's that type. You're a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. Took a while, but we got there. Now the question becomes, where's the Heroes for Dummies again? Funny guy. Does he have anything else going for him, or that's it? That's the show, and everything else is irrelevant. Like he doesn't have any other special stuff other than this.
No, I think that's more than enough.
Oh, I agree. I fully agree, Kai. But I just want to make sure I'm not denying you your wants here. I want to make sure that we're.
Oh gosh, no! I don't want to be able to. I don't want to be the Quintus Hatterack. I don't want to see 10,000 years into the future. No, I just want to know that this is probably a bad idea. That's about what it comes down to.
Okay. Now you can bump that power rank of any power to above campaign power rank. You can have one thing at one rank higher than campaign power rank. So you could take a limitation that somehow limits that power. X number of uses per day, have to make a psyche feed after using the power because as you change the quantum reality, all the other quantum realities that you denied try and force their way into your brain. There's lots of ways you could do stuff and then have it at mighty as opposed to amazing. Same thing for you, Baron G. Same thing for you, Cody. And TCG, since you're going to be a gear character, not going to be, but there'll be some stuff you could take. Like for Cody, like you want to take focus on your medallion. Because without the medallion, you have no powers, right? It's a triggered powerless weakness. So you can put focus on that. The medallion's power becomes mighty instead of amazing at that point in time. So it's a +1 rank. And so, this is how you can be up there with the Avengers and having some fun at that point in time. Same thing for you, G-Rock. I don't know what type of limitation to put on yours, G-Rock, other than maybe his powers hurt him, so he has to wear a protective suit, maybe. I don't know. I literally don't have any ideas on this one. I'm just saying, like, if you can think of a limitation to the power, you can bump it by 1 rank. Now, in the appendixes, and in specifically Appendix H, Powers Expanded, we put some sample enhancements and limitations and stunts. But for example, so for like common limitations, additional time required, affects only, like it only affects my friends. It only affects bad guys. Decreased duration, feedback, some aspect of the power causes pain or real damage. Foci, you need to have something that you focus your powers through, like Cody's character's medallion. Permanent, the powers are always on. You can't turn them off. No range, or standard range attack actually becomes a touch attack because you can't shoot the fire out of your hands anymore. Sense dependent, the power will not work if the target cannot protect the affected sense, i.e., radar sense, right? For the thing, if you can't access the radar sense because Daredevil used his hearing, and if he can't use his hearing, he can't use his radar sense. Hence, when the bells ring, and he's like, "Oh, I can't use my radar sense." Triggered only, something caused it to go on, or unreliable. The power requires an activation roll, or it fails to work. Those are just some examples. You can come up with other ones if you have them, but remember, you can only have 1 rank at higher than Campaign of Amazing. So only one thing can be Mighty 75. So for Kai over here, I don't know what you would pick, but if you picked a limitation, you could bump it up to Mighty. Cody it's easy for Cody. He takes Focus. Foci is the medallion.
Yep.
Mighty 75. Good and rock and rolling. G-Rock, I have no idea. While you guys think about that, let's go back to TCG and see if we've got his ability scores done.
Yeah, they've been done a while.
Care to share them?
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's a
Fighting
surprise.
6, agility 6, strength 10, endurance 40, reason 40, intuition. No.
Yes.
What the heck is that? I'll write an M instead of an N for some reason. Intuition is 30, psyche is 30, and dynamic is 4 because nobody is going to like you.
Okay. You know there are quirks that you can take that make you unlikable, so you don't have to have such a low score there. You could just have a typical and then have some unlikable, a quirk about being unlikable where people just don't like you. As a thought. What you want? I realize I should not be doing this because this is going to overcomplicate things, and then you're going to basically be upset because not upset, but you're going to have to think about it. So maybe we should just take what you get and move forward, and I'm good with that.
Okay.
Now, what kind of gear is he going to have? Think about that, and remember, you have to buy each piece of gear with a rank. So don't go crazy, because you don't have enough ranks to do the bat utility belt, but you might be able to do a couple of things like a gas gun.
Oh no. I'm going very simple. I'm going very cartoon. Darkwing Duck had 3 things going for him. Beyond cartoonish, beyond being a cartoon. 1, he was smarter than all of his opponents. 2, his gun could do grappling, could be used as a grappling. And 3, it could produce just about any form of gas. That's his whole shtick as a superhero.
Just about any form of gas?
Okay, cartoon gas. I mean, he did have knockout gas was the worst he ever used.
Okay, so he didn't have like
gas,
corrosive gas that eats through flesh, or right?
No, he's never done that. He's had tear gas, he's had a knockout gas, and usually it's just make you disappear gas. Poof of smoke and he's gone.
So now figure out what those powers are, and then we'll be able to go from there. Like, okay, item, so it's a focus, it's a piece of gear, so you're gonna get a free power rank out of it because of the fact that it's a piece of gear that can be taken away from you. And on it you have invisibility from the smoke gas, right? You have stunning attack from the knockout gas, and you have paralyzing attack from the tear gas. Oh yeah, and you also get leaping from the swinging on it because you can basically effectively leap with that.
Okay.
So now you got to figure out what ranks those are going to be at. Again, in the game, we've put tons of things to help you figure stuff out like this. If you go to the narrators section, you're going to see a thing on universal intensities. And that's going to give you some stuff to take a look at that give you the idea of ranks. So, for example, just going to one chart 518, you've got effects of a tornado, amazing 50. Effects of a normal rain shower, good 10. The common cold, good 10. The common flu, good 10. A burning house, excellent 20. So these things can help you decide how intense the stuff you use is. So think about that while I go back to these gentlemen to see if they've done any. Character's still a fucking villain in my mind. All right. Okay. Tell me if this sounds like a hero or a villain to you guys. She can summon a Tyrannosaurus Rex with rocket launchers and flamethrowers that she then uses to kill bank robbers that the T-Rex then eats.
Vigilante?
Yeah, at the best, unaligned, right? At the very best, an unaligned character skirting between hero and villain, depending on what they do that day. But really, when your entire basis of your attack powers are murder, I don't know.
Shoot for stun. Shoot for stun.
I don't know is what I'm saying. All right.
foam teeth, so that way he just gums them to death. For a while.
Exactly. He just slowly crunches them. It's much more painful. G-Rock, did you come up with any limitations you were thinking about taking?
I would say a limitation is that there has to be enough oxygen within the space.
If there's not enough
within
oxygen to start a fire, there's not enough oxygen for you to breathe.
I'm thinking here.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying. I'm just letting you know, man. Like that's pretty. Like I can't start a fire. There's not enough oxygen. What do you think we should do, teammates?
We're dead.
They're all like on the floor.
And then there's a T-Rex with rocket launchers that's dead and burning over in the corner. We don't know how it happened.
Its flamethrowers won't activate. It's really bad.
All that gas is in now.
Oh my god. Her power is murder and amazing.
I like that.
She just power stunts T-Rex off of it.
It wears a giant pink tutu. Yeah, I can see that. I really can't.
And in the background, all you hear is laser shooting dinosaur.
So so if you can't think of anything, you don't have to take a limitation.
Actually,
it's not mandatory.
Actually, I have to have line of sight.
To do what?
For the fire manipulation.
But you can generate your own fire.
But once the fire gets out of my line of sight, I can't do anything with it. So for instance,
that's normal. That's a normal thing.
Okay.
You would actually have to take an enhancement of being able to control fires you can't see beyond visual range.
Okay,
because
then no.
Once something's beyond visual, that's the realm of mental powers at that point in time, right? That's magic and psionics.
Yeah, I can't think of any type.
You don't have to take one.
Withdrawal.
You don't have to take one. I'm just throwing it out there.
Drawback.
So what you should do then is maybe go to that section and look at the potential for enhancements and see if there's any enhancements you might want to take on your powers. So that would be on page 83 of the PDF, some common enhancements that are on there. Kai, did you think of a limitation for your power?
Oh gosh, definitely feedback.
Feedback.
Because the more powerful, the more you change things, the more reality smacks in the back of the head and says stop.
Okay. So why don't we do what we said then earlier, which is as you're changing quantum realities, the rest of realities try and present themselves to you, which causes you to have to make a mental save or you take a stun effect.
That's exactly how I would do it. So yes.
Okay, so just give yourself that. Call it feedback. Psyche save versus power rank. Failure equals stun save. So here's what happens. You use your power. Immediately you've got to make a psyche feat versus the power rank of your power. Your rank and power is mighty. What's your psyche?
50. Amazing 50.
So you're on the -1 column shift. If you fail to make that save on the -1 column shift, you now immediately have to make an endurance stun check versus mighty 75. No. What's your endurance?
Not high enough.
What
20.
is it? 20. So that's remarkable, incredible, amazing, mighty. So no, that would be -4 column shifts. So therefore, it's a real limitation. If you fail that easy roll, which is on the -1 column shift, you're looking at a -4 column shift stun save, which is a rough road to hoe. That's perfect. That's a good fucking limitation. Where'd TCG
I
go?
like it. I don't want to use it all the time, but it's good when it happens.
I think his internet
PC. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, okay. Cody, you good? We good with the powers, or would you choose?
So I got powers.
What you got?
It's pretty obvious for the limitation. It's a focus, of course, like we discussed. And for powers that took phasing at incredible, flight remarkable, possession remarkable, invisibility incredible, and telekinesis remarkable.
Okay, and now which is the free power stunt?
The free power stunt was phasing.
And you put your primary medallion power at amazing, but you took the limitation, so it goes to mighty. Therefore, your phasing is now amazing.
Okay, so it goes up 1, 2.
Because it's one rank lower than the parent power.
Gotcha. Okay, good deal.
Beautiful. Okay, now we can move on. Buffet. Someone get an ouchie. Boom. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to look at talents. So there is an entire appendix on talents. When you are purchasing talents the heroic way, you have to look at the cost of the talent. Basically, the talents have a cost, obviously. 5 gears and power talents. Talents provide +1 column shift to particular type of feat. Exceptions are noted. Talents purchased with good 10 ranks unless they are listed as a double talent, at which point they require 2 good 10 ranks to be spent. Some talents allow you to buy them more than once. Note that each time costs a good 10. Do not combine numbers here and go, well, if it costs good 10, it'll be an excellent for the next one, and it'll be remarkable. No, it costs a good 10, a good 10, and a good 10. But only have 2 good 10s, but I have an excellent one. Basically, you have to split that excellent into 2 more good 10s now, aren't you? That's the way it works. That's why we're not doing a pool of points. So you have your talents you get to purchase. You might get a free talent from your background. Check into that from your origin for sure. And if you go to appendix on talents is appendix D, which starts on page 70, you'll find all the talents listed out there for you. Go ahead and start picking talents you think your character should have. But I would say look at all the talents before. It's only a couple of pages. Look at them all before you make your decisions, because there might be something that you want that you go, oh shit, I was in the military. I guess I should have the military talent. I'm a doctor. Maybe I should have one of those talents. You know what I mean?
One quick question.
Sure.
None of the all 4 mystical mental talents that you have don't fit what I can do.
Hypnosis, occult lore, resist domination.
Okay, so occult lore. I'm a good boy who read books. Got it.
Why not resist domination? You've trained your mind so well because of all the fucking psychic loop feedback you get when outside sources try and jump into your brain. You're pretty good at trying to shut them out, or at least you have a better chance at it.
That's true. Fair enough.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But you know what? If the mystical and mental talents don't fit, well, then they don't fit. Not a problem.
I was just looking at
you get a free one.
No, I was more looking at the idea that all the common talents and weapon talents are like these vast, long lists, and then like you get to mental and mystical, and it's like, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's called basic game, not advanced game. Most people are making ninjas and super soldiers. They're not making entropy manipulating doctors of time. Just say it.
People need to read more. I definitely read. Expand their list of comics.
Yeah, except the game's based on the Bronze Age, where there was not a lot of that stuff. There was some, which is what we provided for, as opposed to later in the late 80s, early 90s, when that stuff exploded onto the market.
Fair.
Yeah, it's almost like I did research before I did this. But you can also create a talent. If you go to the bottom of that list, there's a rule for creating new talents. And the new talent rule is a new talent created should be no more powerful than adding a +1 rank shift to the ability or a +1 column shift to a feat, and not be cumulative with other talents. So you can use the existing talents as guidelines as, I want to make a talent that does this. Is there something that looks like that that'll help me figure it out, or what have you? So you can make a talent if you need to make a talent. Now, TCG, you were going to put together your list of stuff. Did you get that done? Okay.
I was busy studying my that's why I disappeared.
Okay. Yeah. So did you finish your powers? Your gear.
I'm sorry. I need a lot more time than what you gave me to go through a book properly and know what I should look for in a book.
What are you looking for? I'm not sure what you're looking for.
I said it before, and I don't like saying it again because it sounds like an excuse. I am very heavily reading there.
Okay,
the section where I can determine the rules best suited for the gear.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
what? But I kind of gave it to you for free, didn't I? I said you'd have a stunning attack, a paralyzing attack, an invisibility gas, and a leaping power based on smoke gas. Yeah. You know?
Oh yeah.
No?
Those I understood. I was referring to like you should have some basic rankings of where those should be
Well, yeah.
on our list.
And there's a big master chart that I pointed
so
you
I
at.
think-
You can just go look at that chart, and it gives you all the intensities.
and that's
in
the page
world
I'm
that you
looking
want.
for.
Okay, so that is I'll go there again and give you the number. Hang on.
Oh, you didn't have separate. You didn't have separate for equipment. It's.
No. It's just this is just intensity. Okay. Again.
Sorry,
No. It's okay. The heroic game
Yeah, okay.
is not like
Yeah.
Champions. It's not like Mutants and Masterminds. It's not like any other superhero game in that it's not about taking components and putting things together. It's about being creative and using the numbers as basic guidelines for things. So, for example,
Oh.
let's see if I can find a gas one. I think I have something for that. If not, we're going to add that. Dale, make notes. I know you're watching, so make notes. Stunning ordinary house current. So a stunning electrical current is excellent 20. Okay. Stunning laser-like projection devices are remarkable 30. Stunning lightning bolts are incredible 40. Stunning high tension wires are amazing 50. So if you have a stunning attack, how stunning is the attack is what you need to figure out, right? Like, is it the equivalent of shooting someone with a lightning bolt, or is it the equivalent of shooting someone with, like, taking a lamp cable and stabbing them with the an exposed wire, like that type of thing? That's how you sort of do that, right? Is it basically you find something common that you can relate it to, and then that gives you an idea of the intensity. If all else fails, you ask your GM, and your narrator will say, well, I think it would probably be this, and it gives you some idea. That's all I'm saying, man.
Okay.
No need to get stressed about it.
Unfortunately, I was raised very much. When you start getting it wrong, you have already too late. So be prepared for a backlash.
Okay,
You'll
but
find I'm annoyingly timid, is what I'm trying to say.
okay.
Once again, we go back to I have a bad habit of over-explaining things. If I start over-explaining, go ahead and just tell me to shut up. I know I'm saying too much at that point.
Well, that's Baron G Rock's job. It's his show. Your show, not my show.
Well,
My
will
show
not be the
today
case.
shut
You
the
just
fuck up
hear me when he
happily.
does the Connell.
Yeah, but everybody picks on Connell. Come on, man.
Hmm.
And why did Connell bow out on this? Since he was the one who won, him and Bruce. I know Bruce got a different job, which sucks for Bruce, but good for Bruce, but sucks for this. But what happened to Connell?
Well, Connell's daughter is taking some kind of art type class on Thursdays. So he's being a good dad and taking her and then bringing her back. So he's not able to make it for the next few weeks because of that. So
Okay.
he's doing daddy time, which I am fully okay with.
And what happened to Jade?
He's working 60 to 70 hours a week,
That's rough.
and he does drafting. So yeah, he's a bit tired.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. Yeah.
After the new year, they had about 7 or 8 companies come in all at once, and because they do a lot of like wind turbines and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that he works on is the designs and all that, and putting them in CAD and whatnot. So yeah, it's crazy.
All right, I'm done.
What do you got?
Okay, so I got the resist domination because you made a really good case for that one. I like
Sure.
that. Professional talents are first aid, medicine, psychiatry, and science and science, which is probably going to be in specialization in genetics. And
Okay, did you buy the specialization?
Yes, I did.
There you go. All right. So there you go. Cool. Well, thank you for using the rules I wrote. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Now
I am
remember,
somewhat literate sometimes.
that cost you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a specialization. That was 6 good ranks you just burned, right?
Yes, I did.
So what excellent did you split into? How many excellence did you split into 2 there?
Just one.
Okay, there we go. Cody, what'd you buy for your talents? Are you still doing it?
No, I just finished. I got trance for free,
Mm-hmm.
acrobatics, martial arts, A, B, C, E, I, and J,
Holy shit! Okay,
athletics, and driving.
hang on. So you got A, B, C, I, and J.
Yeah.
So slam the opponents, regardless of comparative strength. +1 fighting ability for when engaged in armed combat. +1 strength to grappling attacks. +1 strength for escaping, and +1 for agility for dodging. +1 endurance from recovering health. +1 versus slam, stun, and KO, and +1 for evasion feats. Okay. Interesting fighting style he's got. I like it. It's mostly defensive with a couple of bursts of bam.
I thought
All right,
that
what was after the martial arts?
that's it for martial arts, and then
Yeah,
I took athletics, driving, and resist domination.
Nice. And you took trance for free, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Baron G, what'd you take for talents?
Military, aerial combat, and military A. No,
You
or
got-
martial arts A, I should say.
Martial arts A, military, and aerial combat. You fly? You took flying
Yes.
as a power stunt?
I did.
Okay, so he gets a +1 column to all fighting and defense in the air, which is really, really nice. Awesome.
And I also took as one of my powers fire shield. So I can put a shield up in front of me or
Okay.
allies if need be.
Okay, nice. That's a what rank?
That is at remarkable.
Okay. Now you realize that's only versus physical, not versus energy, right?
Yep.
Because it's energy. It's light lasers will go right through that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Because but cool. I like that. That's cool. That's good. All right. TCG, you're still working on your equipment, I think.
Yes, I am.
Okay. No stress. Because we're going to keep moving forward. Well, any stress you're putting is your own, sir. I'm literally telling you, don't stress about it. I'm not worried. We're going to move on to contacts for everybody else. Contacts are purchased with typical ranks. If you go to the appendix E, which starts on page 73, contacts expanded, it breaks down all the types of contacts that exist. Contacts are basically people you know who you can call upon for help in certain situations. When you do that, you have to make a dynamic feat with them modified by your renown and some other factors to see if they're willing to help you. They don't just automatically go, oh, yeah, of course, it's you, ghost stunt guy. I'm absolutely going to drop everything in my life and come running to help you immediately. Like, no, they hey, guys, you want to, can you come help me out? Well, I'm a little busy. Well, I really need your help. You got to sometimes persuade them a little bit. And that's where the social mechanics come in. So that's fun. So go ahead and figure out your contacts, lads. And TCG, don't worry about this. Like, we're going to maybe play next week or the week after, depending on everybody's schedules. So you'll have time to finish up the character between now and then. And again, you're on my Discord, aren't you, TCG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
If you're having trouble with the character, pop into the heroic chats and ask for help. There's tons of people in there now making characters and doing stuff with the rules too. So don't feel like you're isolated or an island. You are not. Oh, Shane sent me a message.
Probably just says hi.
No, he's just making notes about stuff that we have to add to the game, like knockout gases and things like that. Hey, Walter MC, what's up, man? See, there's someone who can help you for sure. Walter MC, he loves building characters. Cody, you got your arms up. I'm assuming your contacts are done.
Yeah, I just took one.
What'd you got?
took a police detective.
Nice. Did you not get any free contacts for Mystical? Don't you get one free contact for Mystical, or am I crazy on that one?
No,
That's a good question, actually.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to go look at Origins. Hang on. I got Origins right here. Mystical Origin, Mexican Americans. Mystical. +1 Psyche rank, +1 power. That's only for roll. You automatically gain the vulnerable weakness as defined by some magic power defined by the player. Yeah, no, that's fine. Legacy gets a contact. And Outsider gets a contact. And Transformed gets a contact as well. Okay. And Kai, have you done your sorry, Dream Rock, you said you took a contact. What'd you take?
I got military, and due to the
Transformed.
being transformed and
You got a
being
free
that
one.
it was a military, I got a free one. It's a sergeant major of the army.
So you didn't buy a contact, you just took the free one and left it at that.
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful. Kai, did you buy any contacts?
Yes. I got 4.
Okay.
So I got 2 extra dimensionals, an experimental scientific, and I'm gonna go with the Dabbler mystical contact.
I just love how you casually threw out 2 extra dimensional contacts and it's just like randomly these people from other dimensions I know. Oh, and I also happen to know this weird lady who thinks she's a witch. I love that.
Look, when you start dealing with weird stuff, first off, you gotta deal with the secretaries of the people who give you your powers.
Yeah, but I just love the Dabbler that you threw the Dabbler in at the end. So it's like they were like, I know these 2 extra dimensional beings. What was the third contact? Was
A mad scientist.
a mad scientist. And by the way, I also know this lady who does crystals and shit. Which is really funny because that's what a Dabbler is, right? But I like the fact that you have no medical contacts for a guy who was a doctor.
Look, I assume that these are people I can call for help. Most doctors, I'm sure if I'm in a hospital working, there, I'm probably got someone I could probably call and pay,
Not if you don't have a contact, buddy.
What was that?
I mean, you don't know. That means you don't have anybody at the hospital that you can call on for help, right? So think about this. Let's say you guys are on an adventure and Darkwing Duck here gets a bullet through the gizzard, right?
Right.
And Cody, using his ghost power, teleports you all to the hospital, and you're like, I need an ER because I'm Dr. Retcon and I'm a surgeon of death. And he goes, fuck you, the ERs are booked. But hang on. Let me finish. Hear how the game works before you argue back.
Okay.
If you have a contact, chief of medicine at St. Vincent's Memorial Hospital, hey, I know the chief of medicine. Get him on the line. Yes, Stuart. Sorry to wake you up, Stuart, but I got an emergency situation. I need a thing. Make a roll. You got what you need. That's how contacts work. You do not gain the benefit of a contact without taking them as a contact, ever. If you want to be able to push your weight around in the hospital, you're going to need to take a positive quirk called authority, where I'm the chief of surgery at the hospital, so I get to push my weight around in the surgery realm. And people don't like me, but they got to do what I say because I'm the chief of fucking surgery. That's a different beast, okay?
God, I don't want to think about Dr. Kelso. I am master of fate enough. Though that would be hilarious to be able to walk up to someone and goes, fuck you, chief of medicine, back the fuck off.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Padar. Oh, that hurt. I hate puns.
I could change mad scientist over to medical.
It costs a typical, man. Just buy another one. Are you out of typicals? Have you burned through all your typicals?
I only had 4 to spend.
6 typicals. You start with 6.
Yeah, but I used 2 of them earlier for fighting.
Well, guess what? Hang on. You might want to come back to this later because we're about to move over to quirks. Actually, no, I think we're going to do callings first. No, I think we do quirk. Hang on, we'll step to talents, contacts, quirks, positive and negative quirks. So here's how it works. When you purchase a positive quirk, you spend a good, like a talent. When you take a negative quirk, you get they use picks, right? It's a pick. Each pick costs a good. When you get a negative quirk, you get whatever number of picks back for it, which can be converted into either positive quirks or ranks of good that you can use to split into typicals, pull up into excellence, use as goods, whatever you need be. This is where you get into the little bit of the, well, now I'm going to manipulate the system to make the character I want. So this is where you would find no one likes me because I'm unlikable. Well, that's a negative quirk. That'll give you a pick back, right? That type of thing. Quirks, the basic rules for quirks and under Quirks Expanded are on page 76, which is Appendix F, where we have the positive quirks, and then we have the negative quirks. And if you can't find what you need on this list, there's something wrong with you, and I'll happily come up with a new quirk with you. But there you go. Now I will sit. You know what? This is the part where I get to go make another cup of decaf while you guys go through this, because this is where it gets. Ooh. World of Darkness player, right?
Yes.
Right, so this is
Yes.
this is merits and flaws.
Oh, trust me. As soon as I saw it, I knew what I was getting into.
Okay.
Okay, that would be a fun combo.
That could be fun. Okay. I was thinking you could do one of your contacts' house.
I was thinking either Dr. Kelso or House.
Yeah. Or being that, it is the 80s, Quincy, MD, or,
A Doogie Howser style character.
oh, that would be hilarious. Because remember, this is set in 1980X. So it's pretty much we're looking at the 80s. So
I'm just thinking of just imagining some really bad, some really bad, not totally legit comic book universe where you're like, so who's one of your best medical friends? One moment, let me call him up, and then having some weird guy in full armor going, why are you bothering me? I have a question. I have something with a cold. Have you tried feeding him chicken soup? The chickens from my kingdom are the best in the country. I'll send some over to you. Thanks. Wait, you know people like that? Don't you? But he's a bad guy. He makes his people raise the best chickens. Just ask him. His people are the best, happiest people in the entire world, and everything's great in this country. But his country's a totalitarian. You'll never get better noodles from anywhere else in the world. You're terrible. No, I'm not. I'm not terrible. I know terrible people.
Das Beans.
Beans does not approve.
But how are you
Doesn't-
importing chickens beyond the Iron Curtain special?
I'm sorry, what now?
We were
I heard.
giggling about things.
I heard.
Night Hungar.
Night Hungar. Bye, Hungar.
You walked in from how are you importing chickens to the Iron Curtain?
Yes, I heard all about your evil Russian friend with chickens.
Yes.
In Soviet Russia, you do not.
But
raise
apparently, you had a
chickens.
kingdom in Russia, which is my favorite part of it.
Hey, it's in Eastern Europe. It's somewhere. It's undisclosed Eastern European country.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, if it got a a kingdom, it ain't part of the Iron Curtain.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, it's undisclosed Eastern European country.
Can I help
with a
you?
with a 40 letter name.
You can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce it, but the food's fantastic.
Did you guys finish your quirks, or are you still doing them?
I think I'm done.
Yeah, I'm
So,
done.
so the picks count as what for slots?
Good. I think
But
it counts as a good.
Okay.
So if you take 3 picks in something, you got to pay 3 goods. Remember, you don't pool it together as one remarkable. It's 3 goods. Specifically wanted to avoid point pools for a reason.
I actually use negative quirks to get positive quirks.
Yeah, same here.
Did we run out of? We ran out of ranks. Aw.
No, I just the thing is that I was looking at the quirks and I was like, these work for this character.
Yeah. Which ones?
So I negative side I took code of conduct.
What's the code of conduct?
Military.
That's
No,
not a code.
he's-
That's just a point. What does the code of conduct tell you? How do you have to behave yourself?
Protect the innocent.
Okay,
And-
that's a code of conduct. That's not military. Military
Yeah.
is defend country against all of the
Well, that's why I said
foreign and
it's
domestic.
it's based off of being in the military. I also took weirdness magnet.
Why? Okay, I'm going to call Y on that one. I can understand Cody having it. I can understand Kai having it. Why does your random transformed guy have it?
Because he became the random transform guy.
No.
No,
This is where narrator veto gets a little bit of power. You want to take something like Rogue's Gallery. You want to take something where other villains that were created from the same program as you now hunt you because they want you to join them to take over the world. And you're like, no, I'm a good guy. I'm not doing this. But we need revenge against those who turned us. That's where you get to have fun.
okay.
These two assholes, the Ghost and Captain Entropy, they get weirdness magnet if they want it because they're living in that world of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it
Okay.
that way. But you can get the
Okay.
same amount of picks, right? Weirdness magnet is how many picks? 4 picks. Let's go look at Rogue's
Well,
Gallery.
Well, I'm just doing 1 for 1 on those. I'm not worried about the actual picks.
Oh no, the picks have cost. You don't do 1 for 1. You got to pay for it. Each
okay.
pick costs a good. But if you took Rogue's Gallery at 4 picks, which is what it is, your character has at least 3 supervillains that they've tangled with that would be considered yours in any team up. You can work with it. So you could have 3 other characters who are a part of this program. You're fire. What if there's air, earth, and water? Right? And they are fucking evil and they want revenge for what's happened and they want you to join them, but you keep saying no and you always fight them to stop them from doing what they're going to do. Now they're your Rogue's Gallery. Now they're your enemies. That's worth 4 picks, same as a weirdness magnet. Or you could have pushy, annoying cat who really wants attention. That's worth a pick. Peanut beans. Fucking asshole. So, think in concept of character. Don't just think cool points.
Yeah.
You always got to think, right?
Yeah. And on the plus side, I took no public identity.
No public identity. It means you don't exist. You are a man without a world. No public
Correct.
records.
Yep.
You've
Because
been
I
erased.
mean, and that would probably be something that the government would do of, oh, we've screwed this up.
Okay.
He's working for us. And then also cash flow,
Cash flow, meaning you have money.
meaning that I'm getting a stipend from the government every month.
Yeah. So whatever you
Coming
took
in
your
for it.
resources at, when we do your secondary abilities, you're going to add +1 rank to it for free. May I recommend it as well as a rogues gallery, because let's see, you want to pay off versus. Your no public records is 1 pick. Your cash flow is 1 pick. So you're going to have 2 picks left over just from the weirdness magnet. Plus you took code of conduct, which gives you 2 picks back. So actually, the rogues gallery gives you 4 picks. That's 4 good ranks. I would add another. What's the word I'm looking for? Negative quirk.
Well, if I've got 4 good picks left,
I would add obligation. You work for the government. So your character is required to follow someone's instructions, either as part of their job or they're somehow being forced against their will. The cost depends on the consequences of disobedience. If it means merely getting fired, 2 picks. If they are personally attacked in some manner, having their good name besmirched or beaten up, 3 picks. If their loved ones are at risk, 4 picks, right? So for this, I'd say this is pretty straightforward, a 3-pick thing, because you don't have any public records, they could disappear you overnight. And then you become Bruce Banner, a man on the run. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's worth 3 more picks. If you take in a rogues gallery, you've now got 7 good ranks to which buy more talents, buy more contacts, whatever you need to do. You can do stuff. That's how you do the character building, right? Is by getting that stuff going.
And the one that I am going to burn 4 of them on,
Yeah.
is lucky.
All right, let's go read lucky.
It's
When
nice.
rolling your dice,
The higher is the 10s die. 4 picks. Yeah. So basically, you don't have to call high die. You just, and there you go. Okay. Which is fun, because that means Kai's character might every now and then just look at you like, the fuck?
I didn't
Why
do
are
that.
you place that no one can look?
How do you, like, it could be fun. All right, Cody, what'd you pick for your quirks?
All right, so I picked Action Addict for 1. This one will be really fun for you. Secret Origin for
I knew
4.
you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that. I literally knew you were going to do that.
And then positive traits, I took a pill at +2, alert +1, and good reflexes at +1. And then I broke down one of the goods to take 2 more contacts.
Which 2 contacts?
And I took a movie producer and a nightclub owner.
Nice. Well done. All right, Kai, what do you got for your quirks?
Okay, so for flaws, I have combat paralysis. He's not afraid of combat. The problem is that he sees too many options and thus has to roll to actually act.
Okay, combat paralysis is a heavy one at 3 picks. Okay, what else?
But it fits the idea of being the
It's a good call. It's a good call. I'm saying it's heavy, but okay, what else?
honest to a fault. He has terrible bedside manner. He's just going to tell you the truth. You're going to die.
All right, Dr.
or
House.
that kind of thing.
We got it, Dr. House.
He's going to try, but he's just going to tell you the truth.
Okay, so we're up
And
to 4.
obligation, he has to do his actual job. Thou shalt, the doctor's oath plus the oath to, actually do his job that, from who gives his powers to him.
Yeah. Okay, so basically that's worth how many picks on that one did you take it as? 3?
Just 2. Because it's just him. It affects him. Unless I didn't see anyone else.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so 2. So you've got 4, 5, 3, no, 4. Oh my God, hang on. Combat paralysis is 3. Honest to a fault is 1, and then obligation 2. So you're at 6. You've got 6 negative picks. What did you buy with positive?
Okay, so got lucky. He's the reality manipulation thing.
You don't need to buy that. That's part of your probability power already.
I didn't realize that. I just paid for it anyway.
Well, don't take those picks back because it's already a part of your power. You can do that. naturally. That's the primary function of probability power. You don't have to pick a roll.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so I was just paying points anyway.
I understand, but I don't want you to be ripped off.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Took authority. Yes, I want to have Dr. Kelso from Powers to be able to just tell people screw off. I'm in charge.
Who the hell's Dr.
My
Kelso?
hospital. Scrubs.
Oh, the old man. Yeah. Okay, now I get it.
Yes. Benefits. I am actually, pet of medicine. Bugger off.
Okay.
And team player. So that way I can actually play with the idea that my character sacrifice actions to give someone else a bonus to their rolls.
As long as they're within striking distance. Yeah, that's 2 picks.
So that way I can sit there and just play into my concept of actually helping change things to help other people do better. That's what I was kind of hoping for.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. That works.
And I guess to replace Lucky, I need to find something else that does 4 points. That's a 4-point advantage.
Or you can go buy more contacts with those goods, or put them into another power stunt or something. Like there's stuff you could use those ranks for other than buying.
I will do that then. I will hold on to those 4 points for more stunts.
Also, if at the end of character creation you have ranks left over that you haven't spent because you just couldn't figure out where to spend them, they pool into your karma pool. Your starting karma pool is basically luck points for the game.
Got it. So, okay, I have some more points left over, just floating. Cool.
Okay, so we'll worry about that another time then. Let's continue onward. So we did quirks. We got to pick a weakness. And some of you have weaknesses determined by your origin. For the mystical guys, you both have to decide what you are vulnerable to, or susceptible to, sorry. Is it susceptible or vulnerable? I always forget which one that is. Give me a second, I'll tell you. Les origines. There we go. So for mystical, you automatically gain the vulnerable weakness, which is defined as some magic power divined by the player. So you have to decide what magic. So for you, Kai, necromancy makes perfect sense. Since you're trying to get people to their proper death time, necromancy, on the other hand, fucks with you because you're really vulnerable to it.
You're not supposed to be. You're dead. Your password. I can fuck with you. I like that.
Exactly. So with vulnerable means you take +2 rank shifts of damage. So if they attack you with a remarkable necromantic attack, you take amazing damage.
You know what?
Cody.
I like that. That's cool.
Cody, what do you got for your weakness?
I have no idea.
Okay, so you're a ghost, you're a revenant, you're vulnerable to summoning and binding magic. No, that doesn't work because that's a susceptibility, not a vulnerability. Yeah, in your case, because of the way the character works, I would let you swap susceptible for vulnerable and make you susceptible to summoning and binding, i.e. fucking dabblers like Kai's fucking contact. Sometimes fucking in the middle of a fight, you're like, what? No. As you get boop, and suddenly you're standing in a circle. Looking at these assholes wearing bras on their heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love people like that.
So that would work. Okay. Baron G, did you pick one?
I don't think I don't see one that would fit in with what I have.
Triggered powerless. Vulnerable. Hey, water. Take +2 ranks of damage from water-based attacks, or take susceptible. You're -4 CS to resist water-based attacks. I'd take the vulnerable, honestly. It's much easier.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
No squirt guns.
No squirt guns. No, children. TCG, you good, man? You've been quiet. I'm hoping you're okay.
The Super Soaker is 3 years off.
Yes.
You're on mute, so if you're trying to like shadow puppet me to let you know you're okay, or you need help, I don't know which we're going to go on the shadow puppet.
I forgot I muted myself. I'm hoping, doing it correct so I could catch up with you guys.
Okay.
So I put ranks on my equipment, and I gave myself a contact. I spent my 50 pointer on that to get a military contact, Launchpad McQuack.
Why would you spend 50? Why would you spend amazing on a contact? Contacts cost good, typical, good, typical.
Because I was trying to catch up and I didn't fully catch everything you said.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to write down everything you want the character to have, and then on the Discord, we'll work it out and talk it out in the public chat and get it basically up to speed by basically helping people make the character with you. Sound good?
Okay.
That way you'll have the guidance of the community, and you will have the time to read the stuff so you'll have a better understanding of it.
Okay.
Is that a fair solution?
Probably better
Or
than
is
me.
that unfair? Sorry, go ahead.
I won't say unfair because I'm slowing things down.
Because you're what?
Slowing things down.
No, you're not. You're just doing your due, man.
Though I do know I got this right. Base of operation and enemy. They basically paid for them.
Ooh,
I did
base
pay
of
for base of
operation.
operation.
And your enemy is not Mega Duck. I am not making Mega Duck as a villain for you to have that with.
The
Even
birth
worse
of
is-
Mega Duck.
Sorry, Mega
No.
Duck. My apologies.
It's worse. It's Chairface Chippendale.
That's a completely different cartoon, you moron.
I know.
And you dare not besmirch the good name of the Tick cartoon ever in your life.
Oh, I love the Tick.
Okay, so we've done that. We've got the weaknesses sorted out. Next up, we go to powers in your personal contacts, positive quirks, pick a weakness. Now we're going to pick your calling. Why the does your character do this? Callings are listed in Appendix C, which is on page 63. You are heroic, gentlemen. Accept it.
Oh,
You're
God.
playing heroes. Please pick a heroic calling for your character. Go through them. Take your time.
Oh no, I already found it.
Which one?
Boy Scout.
This guy believes in being a hero more than anything else. He never bends or compromises. He believes in doing what is right and even letting the bad guy get away to save that puppy in traffic. It's just the right thing to do. He's an example to other heroes. You get +5 karma when you publicly give support to someone not already on your team. You get +5 karma when you help someone who is trying to get away from their past involvement in dangerous or illicit activities. You get +5 karma when you save a bystander while ignoring the villain. You get +10 karma when you publicly take full credit for defeating a superior enemy or acknowledge the aid of your allies. 10 karma when you confront a team member about your place on the team, and 15 karma when you either walk away from your team or join it at a cost to your family or relationships. Nice. Cody?
I am debating. Hold on just a second.
Okay. Kai?
I was going to go with Journeyman.
So Journeyman, I was thinking Defender for you based on your idea, but let's look at Journeyman.
Honestly, that's okay. 'Cause I was
Hang on, but
torn.
let's look at Journeyman. Hang on. Being a superhero is just the right thing to do, and this character has no grand ideals about who they are. Maybe they like the hours, the costume, or just having something to do. Either way, they don't strive to be great and won't let themselves be mediocre. That's not bad.
But honestly, Defender, I didn't really look seriously at Defender, but that might actually be a good one.
The hero does what they do to protect those who cannot protect themselves. They see themselves as the first, last, and best line of defense of the everyday Joes of the world. When an ally is about to get blindsided or a villain is about to shoot a hostage, this is the guy who throws himself in the way. Ooh.
Because honestly, that fits well with the idea of the Golden Path idea.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I may not be the, Captain America stand with the shield in the way, but, still doing the right thing at the right time helps.
Okay.
I
could see either one, but Defender seemed to have light a fire in you, so I would say go with the one that lights the fire.
Yeah. I had great responsibility for a second there.
That's Peter Parker syndrome.
Yeah, no, thank you.
My powers are a burden.
Yeah, I know. Why?
Let's see.
Exactly.
See the other one I almost went with was Justicar.
Justiceer?
Yes.
Justiceer? Not just a car? That's a vampire thing? Fucking World of Darkness twats.
Sorry.
Justiceer is a good one, but you went with which in the end? Boy Scout?
Boy Scout.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I went with
All right.
Thrill Seeker.
Thrill Seeker. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. I like that. All right. Step 11. Final touches. We tally up your health. Fighting, agility, strength, endurance. Add them together. That's your health. I can't wait to hear Kai's.
It sucks.
25.
No, 32. Thank you very much.
32. Cody, what's your health?
It's fighting, agility, strength, endurance.
Yep.
It's
Sorry,
40.
52.
40. All right. G-Rock.
46.
You guys suck. You're going to get taken out of your fight
62.
so hard. 62? How did TCG get 62?
I put 40 into my endurance.
Smart man. That's why I kept remembering earlier I was pushing G-Rock going, you really want that endurance high?
Oh, wait, so
Because
it's
he's a
4 things together,
superpower.
not 3?
Sorry, what?
So it's 4, not 3 things together?
Fighting, agility, strength, endurance. FASE.
Okay. 52 instead of 32.
Okay. Now you do your metal. Your metal is your mental health. It's your spiritual health. And you add up your reason, intuition, psyche, and dynamic. G-Rock.
50, 60, 66.
66. Kai.
140?
Yeah, that makes more sense. Cody.
46.
All right. TCG, did you do yours?
Yeah, 104.
Wow. Now you take your health and your metal and you add them together, and that's your starting karma pool. So Cody should be like just under 90. Same thing for G-Rock, and Kai and TCG
No.
should be like 1 something.
192?
Yeah.
Mine's 112.
There you go. But wait, there's more. You still have to buy your resources rank. This is how much money you have. So if you have any ranks left over, this is where you start looking at that. Remember, excellent resources in 1980X is about $1 million a year. With excellent, so typical resources. So if you go, there's actually a chart for the resources, and we'll go through it really quick for you guys. Typical full-time employee, minimum wage, good, professional, middle class, excellent, small business, upper middle class, remarkable, large business, upper class, incredible 40. It's a standard corporation millionaire. That should say billionaire, to be honest. Amazing 50, large corporation, multi-billionaire. And then mighty 75, you're a trillionaire. And uncanny 100, you're like the entire GDP of the United States of America in the 80s.
Well, since you said I don't need to spend that 50 on my military contact, I could spend that on my money, and I wouldn't regret it simply because I don't have anywhere else to put it that I feel like builds the character the way I want it.
Fair enough. In fact, you know what? I think we will stick with this as incredible. 40 is a millionaire, 50 is a multi-billion, because a multi-millionaire in the 80s could do some damage. So that works. Okay, so take it as amazing, and he's a multi-millionaire. There you go. Baron G, you took what?
Well,
Income.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's got to take a base and then add +1 to it. So what ranks do you have left over?
I have actually, I do have that good because I never put another good into.
So if you throw good into that, and then you take the +1 rank, you've got excellent resources, which is a small business or upper middle class, which means you make probably about $100K a year in the 80s, which is quite.
What's the
excellent 20 resources?
20. Thank you,
Kai.
I actually paid for this way back in the early part because I didn't realize I had to wait till now to pay for it. So I have remarkable 30 as my money.
Yeah, so not quite a millionaire, but multiple 100,000-aire. Okay, yeah, that works.
Hey, I'm comfortable as a doctor.
Exactly.
There's a reason why I got the job.
And Cody.
I just took good, but all I have left is incredible. So can I just break that up?
Or you can just throw it into your karma pool if you want. You can just throw that 40 points right into your karma pool and have that starting karma. Or you can take another power stunt off your powered incredible that you could think of that you might want to have. Like night vision or, enhanced sense of something. You know what I mean? Like you could do something with that too. But also, you pretty much are a ghost.
Yeah.
Like, does he have an apartment?
Well, I mean, he's still living, kind of. I mean, he still has to do stuff. He's still mortal when he's wearing the amulet.
Okay, so you have typical. You can take poor resources, which is a freelancer, which is what you are.
Okay.
When you get work, you get work. When you don't get work, you ain't got work.
That'd work.
He lives in a skull.
Oh,
Bob.
you know what you? I know how my character is a multi-billionaire or multi-millionaire.
Multi-millionaire. How?
Millionaire. He's a sentient duck. He goes in once a month to give tissue and blood samples, and they just pay him outrageous amounts of money for it.
Really? Couldn't just be manipulating the stock market?
Oh, no. He is a spokesman. Without the mask, he's a spokesman for an insurance company.
Well, I went with the I thought of the idea of the lab rat simply because you reacted like you want to play a sentient duck.
Yeah, that wasn't reacting in that way. It was reacting in the what the fuck kind of way.
Oh, okay. I thought you were reacting. Those aren't exist.
No. It's a superhero game. Anything can exist. It was just the really okay. And this came on the heels of
fair.
So my brain was already like, ow.
I don't mean to.
I
don't mean to be offensive to Kai, but he is a hard act to follow.
That's one way of putting it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I just remember when Connell and Bruce and Jade were involved, they had these really normal superhero characters that made sense, so the freaky stuff seemed less freaky. And now I'm stuck with the Freak Patrol here, so I was just like, okay. Oh no, you're fine, except for that. I want to have a weirdness magnet moment, which was like, what the fuck?
Well, I was misunderstanding the weirdness magnet, so that was definitely my.
This is meant only for comedy purposes. Don't get butthurt. Yeah, I know. Reading's hard. I know.
Oh.
I'm dyslexic. I know. No, that's fine. Okay, so that's it. Initiative modifiers. Your base initiative modifier is +1 for every rank of agility and intuition you have above typical.
And renown doesn't come into play until.
But hang on. Hang on. Hey, G-Rock.
Yes, sir.
What's the rank on your fire control manipulation power?
Amazing.
You can substitute that for either your agility or your intuition or initiative when using those powers. I would suggest subbing it for the lowest one.
Yeah.
Hey, Kai.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with your weird, creepy, entropy, lucky reality power.
So, I can replace the physical one with that one.
What's your agility score?
Excellent 20.
What's your intuition score?
IN 40.
Okay. I would clearly want to substitute it for the lower one, which would be the agility. So when using your powers, replace agility with the rank of your thing and add up your thing from there. So what's your power rank? Mighty? Did you go for mighty in the end?
Yeah, mighty 75.
So that's good, excellent, remarkable, incredible, amazing, mighty. That's +6 for that, +4 for your intuition. So when using your powers, you have a +10 initiative modifier.
Nice.
Cody? What'd you wind up with?
Well, I got a +2 initiative. Everything else you said kind of went over my head there.
Yeah, you have no other powers, so you
Okay.
you're so you have a good and a good or a typical.
Yeah, good and a good.
Yeah. I would highly recommend taking that last incredible you have and putting it into a physical stat.
Okay. All right.
Just to give you some survivability.
Gotcha.
Because your guy is a bit weak.
All right.
I'm just saying he's pretty weak. And otherwise, I mean, he's got great powers around him, but it's just that, like, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, there you go. So that's it.
So if I have 4 goods just I lying around, what can I do with those?
Cash them in as plus 40 karma to your karma pool.
Awesome.
G, do you have any ranks left over?
I don't believe so.
Then you're good to go. So now you guys got to do is figure out the other stuff. What his name is, who he is, all that kind of fun stuff. So what was that, Kai?
Is 232 a high number for karma?
Karma goes up and down all the time because it's a tool that you spend.
Okay. And does it ever refill or does it have to be earned?
You earn it through play and you get karma back. Whole section in the rules on karma rewards and karma. Highly recommend you read it.
Right.
Sorry,
But
I'm the kind of referee who literally takes the tech support mentality of RTFM.
Okay, Bear, I need to ask a quick question because you didn't elaborate all the way down on this. If I take 2 of the same rank, put them together, and then take 2 of the same rank, put them together, and then of the same exact rank, can I take those 2 others I made for that other rank and put them together to... Can I do a pyramid scheme?
So if you have 4 goods, okay?
Yes.
4 good. You put them together as 2 excellence. Now you got 2 excellence. You can put those together as 1 remarkable.
Just making sure, because I did that earlier.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. But remember, you can only have one thing. Only one thing. Ability, power, what have you, at +1 rank to the campaign rank, which is amazing. So you only have one thing as high as mighty. Otherwise, everything else tops out maximum of amazing.
Yeah, that's okay.
I guess I need to do that after all. Doesn't matter. The math works out exactly the same either way. The cone of silence has been cast.
No, I'm looking for where stunts are hidden.
Where stunts are hidden? What do you mean?
Stunts.
Power stunts?
Yeah.
Yeah, rules on power stunts can be found in appendix. Give me a second. Under powers expanded? No. Yes. Under powers expanded, if you go to the powers expanded, the 3rd section is power enhancements, limitations, and stunts. So that would be page 84 of the PDF.
Alrighty.
Well, gentlemen, it's 10 p.m. It's soon my bedtime.
Same.
So we will pick this up for the game next week.
We have to wait and see. I got to look at my schedule. I got to.
Okay.
It might be 2 weeks. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay. So, but we've got pretty much everything done. We've made our characters, and now we get to go out and play with them.
I have no idea. I literally am going to have to think up an idea how to bring this diverse a crowd of weirdness together for a fucking one-off. It's insane.
I am so sorry.
Oh no, I got you. The government called them in.
Why would Kai's character want anything to do with the government? Why would the stuntman be called in by the government? Could be like, hey, we want you in. Fuck you. Like, come on.
Look, a black LTD shows up and tells you to get the fuck in. You get in.
Yeah, let's try that in game and see how easily players take prompting like that. No, I'm looking and I'll walk away. Okay, well they follow you. Okay, use my power.
One-
Trust me, I know how.
One
powers
flash
go.
later, and you're in the car.
Yeah, that's called railroading, and I don't do that.
Thank you.
It's kind of like running a bunch of random characters you rolled up with the original Marvel superheroes.
It really is. Yeah. See, already next Thursday I'm booked. I'm booked to co-host on another podcast where we're interviewing a guy about the Space Ghost comics that are coming out. So, you know,
That'll be fun to read.
that's kind of a thing. So I gotta book it. But 2 weeks, I can book you guys in 2 weeks for sure.
Okay, we will do that. 2 weeks we'll play. Next week, I will come up with something. So stay tuned for that. Links are down in if you're watching mine or Kai's, links for are in the descriptions for everyone on the panel. So definitely make sure you do give us a follow so you can figure that out and see us. And we want to thank everybody for taking a little bit of your time watching us create these characters, and we will see you folks soon.
And giving the narrator an aneurysm. Well done.
I'm sorry.
And have a great day.
See ya.